Yo, this your boy Yosin here, bringing you another YouTube video. And today's video is going to be about 10 things you need to know before you apply to Pepsi. My 10 is going to be I'm going to give out 5 negatives and 5 positives. Now, in these 10 things you need to know before applying to Pepsi, I'm going to let you know, I'm going to start off with the 5 negative things that you need to prepare yourself before you want to apply for this job. And then I'm going to end off good on a good note on 5 positive things you need to know or what to expect before applying for Pepsi. Just to make sure, making sure I'm not misleading people whenever I'm making videos. And the first thing is, this job is not easy. Although Pepsi pay is good and it has good benefits and all those things, you're going to have to work for it. Trust me when I say that. You are going to have to work for it. Don't think that this is going to be like another company where you just dropping the hook and you hitting the dock and then leaving. It's not going to be like that. You are responsible for everything on that truck, and they are expecting you to get everything off that truck, from stalking a product to if a product fall or anything that goes wrong. You are expected and you are responsible for getting everything that's on your truck, all that product, you're responsible for getting off the truck. The second thing I want to let you guys in on is this job is going to be stressful. And if it's not going to be stressful at the beginning, it's going to be stressful in the middle or the end. So just letting you know, this job comes with stresses, and I'm pretty much just like every other job. If you're not coming from food delivery like Gordon or Coke, if you're not coming from that, you ain't gonna really understand like how much work and how much stress is gonna come with this job. I want to be clear, I don't want to make this discouraging, but I'm just going to give you like the heads up before you want to apply. Just so you won't think that I'm like clickbaiting you and getting you applied, then you realize you get to the job and it's not something that you're really into. The third thing I got for you that is going to be a negative is that you cannot predict your day. You cannot predict your day. You cannot come into this job like you come in at 4 a.m. You cannot come in thinking that, oh, I'm going to get off at 1, I'm going to get off at 2. Especially if you are a new driver or someone new, you are not going to be getting off at that time. You look at the delivery manifest, if it say you start at 4, you get off around 1:15, you're not going to get off that early. Like, we got to be open to understanding that this job comes with many stresses from you clocking in and you realizing that you ain't got a truck, you ain't got no equipment, your product can fall over, all those things. And then throughout the day, your product falling over and they expecting you to get this done in 30 minutes, but it's going to take you 30 minutes to pick up the product off the truck. Like, it's things that's going to happen, and it's even to expect waiting on people, waiting when you get into a store, waiting for them to serve all the customers and then they're going to serve you. Or when you're waiting at a big store like a Walmart or a Target or something like that, and you waiting for another vendor to leave, expect waiting. So this job is not like, you can try to minimize the risk and you can try to minimize a lot of things because you can do that with this job. But understand, certain things are not going to be in your control. So just expect that coming into this job. My fourth thing to expect this job to stress you and test you both physically and mentally. This job, and if you in this physically, you already fit, good. Okay, if you're not fit, please expect that to be one of your things that you're going to have to learn to adapt and get better with. And if you're mentally not strong, which what I mean by mentally not strong, and I'm not here to come at nobody's throats or nothing, but if you have a quick temper, if you don't like people demeaning you, like customers demeaning you, or, your boss is telling you to get faster or whatever the case may be, and you just want to give excuses, please understand that this job is not going to be best suited for you, because this job is going to test you both, stress you and test you both mentally and physically, from the wear and tear on your body to customers or expectations that Pepsi puts on you that they are expecting you to deliver to at these stores, which whether they're unrealistic or realistic, you got to deal with it and it's going to stress you out. So please understand that this job is going to stress you and test you both mentally and physically. And my fifth negative is this job is going to challenge you, okay? So if you like challenges or you like to accept challenges, because I feel like I'm a positive person, so whenever I see a challenge arises, I like to tackle them. I like to tell myself, I'm gonna get over this. But this job is going to challenge you. When you start off at this job, especially if you got no experience on working with a power jack, whether you worked in like a grocery store and you deal with power jacks, or a warehouse where you deal with power jacks and stuff like that, that stuff is going to slow you down. The lack of experience is going to slow you down. You not knowing the product is going to slow you down. All these things, if this is your first time driving the truck, is going to slow you down trying to figure out how to navigate the truck and stuff like that. So please expect that. Please do not come in this job expecting you to be the fastest person or expecting you to be on par with other drivers, because that's not going to be realistic. But at the same time, please understand this, and this is very coherent to my situation right now, is, you know, when the person that's hiring you or the boss at your company, if they hire you, they're going to expect you to begin better and faster. And it might not be on your time. So please understand that. That's another stress. It's not going to be on your time. You're going to think that they're being strict or unrealistic, because I very much thought that when I first got hired on. But you have to learn how to adapt and pace yourself to get faster and faster every single day, because this job and your bosses at Pepsi is going to challenge you to get faster. Whether you want to, whether you like it or not, or you want to go faster or not, they're going to tell you to go faster. And if you don't want to comply to their rules, you are going to be politely exited out of you being a Pepsi driver, and you're going to have to find some other job.
You need to leave.
So my first thing is that I'm just going to let you guys know that this job, once you get over the hump, that stress and physical part of it, this job will bless you and your family. From my experience, we got this nice little house right here. I got cars, and I'm solely providing for like 4 kids and a wife. So that's, I don't know how many people that is, but I'm solely providing off of just my job alone. So that is what Pepsi can do if you're willing to work, if you're willing to adapt, if you're willing to get with the program at Pepsi. They are sure going to bless you, because I am a hard worker. So it wasn't easy for me to adapt once I got adapted to it, you know, my work ethic superseded me to where I'm able to make a lot more money. So this job will bless you once you overcome the trials and tribulations. So that's a positive note. 7th thing, and I want to go back to my number 4, which is when I say this job is going to test you mentally and physically. The positive on that is once you overcome it, and if you overcome those tests, trials and tribulations, you are going to be a better person. Whether that's physically, you're going to be better in shape, or mentally, you're going to be able to handle stressful situations. And that is going to always be useful as you continue in life, because the stresses of situations in life, it does not stop. So if you overcome them, you learn to keeping your emotions whenever you're dealing with a customer or a boss, you know, something like that. If you learn this type of stuff and you learn to adapt to it, it's going to be a better thing for you. So that's a positive that I want to let you guys in on, if you're willing to adapt and, you know, deal with the stresses of this job. My number 8 is I want to let you guys in is that you're going to get better at talking to people and handling situations. I just say when it comes to interacting with people, your interactions with people are going to be better, because you're going to be dealing with customers who don't know what they're doing. And it's going to be how they're going to treat you if you don't know what you're doing. You're going to have to be able to deal with all that and be friendly, be patient, be kind, courteous, you know, and professional. These things I can tell you that I've gotten super better at as I've been a Pepsi delivery driver, learning how to talk to customers, deal with customers, handle situations, solve problems. This job is going to get you better at that. So if you're looking to get more social, if you're introvert like I was, and I consider myself an introvert still, but once you get over that and you start being with Pepsi, you're going to learn, and especially when it comes to something I'm just going to give you a side note on, people, when you're doing this job, people are going to look at you. It's just hard to explain. They're going to look at you. They're very curious about what you're doing. So, and when I first started, it was very irritating that people was looking at me. But now I got to the point to where I don't care. I mean, I expect people to look at me, and I don't get offended off of none of that. So I'll tell you, this job will get you better with people and how to handle people and interacting with people and coming in contact with people. This job was going to get you better at that. Number 9 is something I've learned as I've been at Pepsi for 3 years, is that you're going to get better at adapting. Because at this job, you're going to need to be able to be good at adapting, or if you're not good at adapting, being well at how to like get better at adapting, if that makes sense. Because this job is not a black and white job. Things going to arise, problems are going to arise whenever you're doing this job, and you gotta learn how to adapt and figure those things out. Whether you don't know how to get to a store, you don't know who to check you in, you don't know the product, like something is going to go wrong, especially if you're new, something is going to go wrong. You got to be good at adapting. If you get to where you are like solid a driver, you're going to say that overall that you are better at adapting to different situations that are not comfortable. And I would say that's ultimately a good person, like a people skill that you acquired just off of being with Pepsi, and Pepsi putting you in these stressful environments and situations, and you learn how to figure those things out with not necessarily relying on somebody else. You were just relying on your knowledge, and you're going to figure it out. So that's another positive. I'm going to end with this last thing. And my situation is going to be different, but I would say ultimately that this job pays good money. This job is not a medium salary job. Like, you're going to begin paid decent money. Like, wherever state you are, you're going to begin paid decent money for what you do. So it comes with a good lifestyle. I'm not saying that extravagant lifestyle. I'm not talking about mansions and Rolls Royces. I'm not talking about none of that. But you're going to be living well off. And I am forever grateful for Pepsi putting me in a position, a situation that I'm in, to where I'm able to provide for my family. We ain't got to go paycheck to paycheck. You know, we can have nice things. And so just be aware of that. Once you deal with the stresses, because a lot of people can't deal with it. A lot of people can't deal with the stresses, both physically and mentally, of this job. But once you overcome it, you will see the light at the end of the tunnel. The job is going to provide you a good lifestyle as you live your day to day. And also, they got retirement, they got 401k pensions, they got all that type of stuff at Pepsi. So please understand, like, your sweat and equity and your stresses is not going to go unnoticed in the whole run, in my opinion. So just expect that once you overcome these struggles and challenges and you learn how to adapt at the pace that Pepsi wants you to be at, this job is going to be a blessing to you too. I'm not saying that everybody's situation is different, but I know if I got 4 kids and a wife and I'm able to provide everything financially for my family, for the most part financially, like, I know you guys can too. And I know y'all situations is better than mine. So, and I'm saying I'm in a blessed situation, but yeah, I just want to let you guys in on that. Sorry for this video being so long, but I wanted to give you helpful information that is going to help you navigate if you want to do this job, if you don't want to do this job, and the pros and cons of, you know what I'm saying? Before you apply, I want to give you this video to let you guys in on my opinion on what to expect, the 10 things to expect before applying to Pepsi. With that being said, I hope this blesses you guys. You guys have a blessed, wonderful day, and Eos is out. Peace.